It's major news at 4 at the Gallery TV. I am Adebayo Molaragre. Here is the news headline. Nigeria threatens to review relationship with Indonesia after assault on diplomat bandits abduct Swiss national Nigerian in Ogun strike. House subcommittee begins sitting on implementation of NARD demands. NDLEA arrests 43 drugs dealer in fresh raids in Ondo, Nasarawa, Benue. On business news, NNPC spends 4,902 billion naira on subsidies, salaries, other expenses in 1 month. Worry as insecurity, uncertainty trigger 11.6 billion naira outflow from NGX. On foreign news, US warns citizens against travel to France over COVID-19. Zuma's corruption trial postponed to September 9. Now the news and details. Nigeria threatens to review relationship with Indonesia after assault on diplomats. The federal government has threatened to arrest if it fails to bring the Indonesian immigration officials that assaulted a Nigerian diplomats to book. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, stated this at a briefing in Abuja on Tuesday. Nigeria has also summoned its ambassador to Indonesia to give a detailed account of the assault, which has sparked outrage after a video of it went viral. Mr. Onyema's briefing follows Monday's statement by his ministry condemning the assault. In that statement, the Foreign Affairs Ministry said the Indonesian ambassador to Nigeria has apologized and the immigration officials involved had also visited the Nigerian embassy in Indonesia to apologize to the diplomat. But Onyema told journalists in Abuja that the federal government wanted stronger action to be taken by the Indonesian government. The official must be sanctioned, he said, adding that Indonesian failures to do will have consequences for the relationship between both countries. A video of the incident, which went viral, showed at least 3 men, identified later as immigration officers, in a vehicle assaulting the Nigerian diplomat and ignoring his screams of pain, while 2 of the men held his hands and pinned him down in the basket. Another freely assaulted his unprotected head as he cried out in pain. It also noted that the ambassador of Indonesia to Nigeria was summoned by the Foreign Affairs Minister and apologized. Bandit adopts Swiss national Nigerian in Ogun. Gunmen have kidnapped a Swiss national, Andred Beta, and his Nigerian driver, who is simply identified as Ifeanyi, in Ogun State. Police authorities in Ogun have confirmed the incident, saying it occurred along the Ibese-Itori road on Saturday. The spokesman for the command, Mr. Bimbola Onyeyemi, explained that the victims were seized by bandits as they were coming from farm in the area. The assailants were said to have exchanged gunshots with a team of policemen attached to a farm in the area before abduction. In the process, 2 civilians were injured and rushed to a hospital for treatment. Switzerland authorities also confirmed the incident in a statement by the Federal Department of Foreign Affairs, FDFA, on Monday. Although not so rampant in the south compared to the north, children, especially students, public office holders, and foreign workers have occasionally been targeted for kidnapping for ransom. This is prevalent in northwest and north central regions of the country, where bandits have abducted over 1,000 students in different states in the last year. Zamfara, Kaduna, Kebbi, and Niger are some of the states where school children have been abducted, a situation that has gravely affected the education in the state. The rate of kidnapping in Nigeria is becoming worrisome, as the Commissioner for Information, Mohammed Idris, is the latest victim of abduction by victim in the state. While state federal governments are working to address the security situation in the country, the Switzerland authorities are also taking a proactive measure to prevent a recurrence of Saturday's abduction. Strike House subcommittee begins sitting on implementation of NARD demands. The House of Representatives subcommittee set up to work out modalities for the implementation of the demand of striking resident doctors has begun sitting in Abuja. The House of Representatives had on Monday met the striking members of the National Association of Resident Doctors over resolve the disagreement. Between the doctors and the federal government, the resident doctors had last week Monday declared indefinite strike over what is called federal government failure to honor its agreement. The resident doctors are demanding a payment of over 555 billion arrears of salary, a reversal of alleged casualties or casualization rather of doctors, and immediate migration of the salaries from the government. Integrated Financial and Management Information System (GIFMIS) to the Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System (IPPIS). NDLEA arrests 43 drugs dealer in fresh raids in Ondo, Nasarawa, Benue. Operators of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have arrested 43 dealers and consumers of illicit substances and 137 kilograms of drugs assorted, recovered during the offensive action in Nasarawa, Benue, and Ondo State. This is contained in a statement issued on Tuesday by the agency media officer in Nasarawa State. NDLEA operated backed by a detachment of soldiers from 177th Battalion of the Nigerian Army Kefi raided notorious drugs joints located in Kara, Masaka, Ruwa Uke, Abattoir at the border, with FCT, Filin Bala, Masaka, U-turn, and others for 2 consecutive days, 5th and 6th August 2021. During the raids, at least 41 suspects were arrested and assorted drugs such as cocaine, cannabis sativa, cough syrup with codeine, rofinol, and tramadol, with a total weight of 65.250 kg recovered from them. Cannabis planted by the drugs dealers in adjoining bushes were destroyed, while all the stores in the drug market were dismantled and set ablaze. In the same vein, operators of the Ondo State Command of the agency in the early hours of Monday, 9th August 2021, raided Odokbetu area of Akure in Akure South local government area of the state capital, where a 44-year-old Mrs. Folake Ademola was arrested while her husband escaped arrest. Recovered from their home includes 65.400 kg of cannabis sativa, skunk 500 grams, loud 16 grams, Colorado 34 grams, bringing the total of drugs seized from them to 65.950 kg. In Benue State, a 34-year-old Lonom Emmanuel was arrested at the NDLEA Allied checkpoint on Sunday, 8 August 2021, with different quantities of assorted illicit drugs, which include tramadol 500 grams, diazepam 1.5 gram, and Exol 5 to 7.9 kg. Meanwhile, Chairman Chief Executive of the NDLEA Brigade General Mohammed Buba Mawa, retired, has commended the commanders, officers, and men of Nasarawa, Ondo, and Benue State Command for their commitment to the goal of ridding the country of the menace of drug abuse and trafficking. He charged them and their colleagues in other commands to continue to the offensive until the last drug cartel in Nigeria is dismantled. On business news, NNPC spends 492 billion naira on subsidy salaries or their expenses in 1 month. Nigeria subsidy regime. Salary and other operating revenue cost Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC 492 billion naira in the month of April this year. Recall that the group managing director of the corporation, Mele Kyari, had in April stated that the state oil company would not remit any money to the federation account as the burden of subsidy left 3 tiers of government federal, state, and local governments at the mercy of signature bonuses raised from marginal bid round. The NNPC Monthly Financial and Operations Report (MFOR) released at the weekend showed that only 43.57 billion naira was realized by the company in the month under review, even though as much as half a trillion naira was generated. 4 years, NNPC has been a loss-making entity, a development attributed to undue legislation and political interference. NNPC's expedition for the month of April increased by 217.24% or 72.34 billion naira to stand at 492 billion naira, while expenditure as a proportion of revenue stood at 0.92, same as the previous month. The data noted the positive contribution of corporations, upstream subsidiary, the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company (NPDC), as well as entities like Duke Oil and the National Engineering and Technical Company (NETCO). Over 1.67 billion liters of premium motor spirit (PMS), translating to 55.79 mn liters day, were supplied in month. The report noted the maintenance of pipeline vandalism went down by 34% from 70 in the previous month to 46 in April 2021. When Port Harcourt area accounted for 54%, Mosimi area accounted for 46% of the vandalized point. In the gas sector, a total of 209 billion cubic feet (BCF) of natural gas was produced in the month under review, translated to an average daily production of 6.975 million standard cubic feet per day. A total of 2.902 BCF of gas was produced, representing an average daily production of 7.306976 mmscfd during the period, it added. The report revealed that crude oil production from joints will, however, venture JVS production sharing contract PCSM and NPDC contributed about 62.07%, 19.95%, and 17.98% respectively to the total gas production. In terms of national gas take commercialization and utilization, out of 206.40 BCF supplied in April 2021, a total of 126.83 BCF of gas was commercialized, and consisting of 42.92 BCF and 83.91 BCF for the domestic and export market respectively. This translates to a total supply of 1,430.90 mmscfd of gas to the domestic market and 2,976 mmscfd of gas supplied to the export market for the month. This implies that 61.45% of the average daily gas produced was commercialized, while the balance of 38.55% was either reinjected, used as upstream fuel gas, or flared. Gas flare rate was 9.74% for the month under review, that is 670 mmscfd, compared with average gas flare rate of 7.42%. Worry as insecurity uncertainty trigger 11.6 billion naira outflow from NGX, with the 11.6 billion naira pulled from the national stock market from the month of January to June 2021. Operators have warned that the precarious state of the stock market could worsen if factors impending economic growth are not tackled soon. The operators were reacting to the latest report from the Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX), which revealed that foreign investors withdraw a total of 116,000 billion naira from January to June 2021, said uncertainties that shrouded the nation's economic outlook. occasioned by the security, kidnapping, and other macroeconomic challenges, would continue to take a role on the stock market unless the government adopt new strategic initiatives that will reverse the weak macroeconomic scenario. According to the Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) Domestic and Foreign Portfolio Investment Report for June 2021, foreign investors invested a total of 105,000 billion naira in the market, representing a year-on-year drop by 57.44% from 247.227 billion naira recorded in June 2020. However, foreign investors took out 11.6 billion naira, amounting to a 75.78% decrease from 481,000 billion naira within the same period in 2020. The report indicated the total transaction at the NGX increased by 3.68% from 97,000 billion naira among 263 million pounds in May 2021 to 100,000 billion naira, about $244 million in June 2021. Total transactions executed between the June and prior months, May 2021, revealed that the total domestic transaction increased by 0.59% from 76 billion naira in May to 77 billion naira in June 2021. It also indicated that institutional investors outperformed retail investors by 6%. In addition, net foreign portfolio investment value, which is foreign inflows less outflows, stood at 11 naira 48 billion as foreign investors withdrew more gains from the exchange than they put in as much as June 30th. Recall that in 2018, 642 billion naira in foreign portfolio investment outflow was recorded, while foreign investors withdrew 523 billion naira and 481 billion naira during the corresponding period in 2019 and 2020. Apparently dissatisfied by the huge outflow of capital from the equities market in 6 months, operators at the weekend predicted gloomy outlook for the market and economy. They argue that the seemingly improved performance and buying interest in financial services stocks, consumer and industrial goods of the NSE have failed to push the market indices. The operators insisted that the given and the increasing level of insecurity, kidnapping, unemployment, weak naira and GDP growth, rising inflation and dwindling revenue, the government has to evolve new strategies to stop investment outflows. Professor of Economics Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ago-Iwoye, Ogun State, Sherifuddin Teller, said the economy has not seen steady growth in manufacturing output since the beginning of the year to encourage investment, coupled with the exchange rate has also seen being depreciating very fast, which would have effect on return on investment. Particularly for foreign investors, according to him, these factors cannot encourage investment, rather they encourage disinvestment. President of New Dimension Shareholders Association, Patrick Ajudwa, most of the foreign investors are finding it very difficult to repatriate their dividends, earnings due to foreign exchange shortages. He pointed out the rising inflation has also eroded the value of their returns. He said they would rather prefer a climate that has a stable forex rate, security of investment, and encourages easy repatriation of returns. The president of Issuers and Investors Adri Initiative, IIADRI, Moses Ibrude, says a downward trend in the stock market is a result of the current state of insecurity in Nigeria. He urged the government to re-strategize and address current macroeconomic concerns, promote issues of national development, tackle prevailing stock market volatility, and restore the market to sustainable rebound. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Good news to all Lagos residents, especially owners of landed properties. Payment of land use charge has now been made easy through an online platform known as Lola. Lola is Lagos online assistance platform where payment of land use charge is possible through a WhatsApp-only message on 0815-433-3883. This Lola platform, initiated by the Lagos State Ministry of Finance, will make the payment of land use charge possible anytime, any day, and anywhere without any third-party involvement. For more information, please visit www.lola.ng or luc.lagostate.gov.ng. Lola, the easiest way to pay your Lagos State land use charge. Always remember, ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe ni.
At 4 on the Gallery TV. On foreign news, U.S. warns citizens against travel to France over COVID-19 concerns. The U.S. State Department has advised Americans to avoid all travel to France over rising coronavirus cases in the country. France is battling a fourth wave of the virus, even though COVID-19 hospitalizations are still way off previous highs. France has recorded more than 6 million cases and 111,000 deaths in total, and daily cases have crept back up to around 20,000 a day, while death remains low compared to the height of the pandemic. A total of 74 million vaccine doses have been administered in France, according to the World Health Organization, and over 55% of the eligible population have received both vaccine doses. It has also enforced the COVID pass for routine aspect of life, and that President Emmanuel Macron's controversial plan to squeeze infections and encourage vaccination has seen large protests recently. Though polls have shown that a clear majority of French back the COVID pass, even including the extension this week to cap the restoration. Zuma's corruption trial postponed to September 9. The long-running corruption trial of South Africa's former President Jacob Zuma over an arms deal dating back more than 2 decades was postponed on Tuesday to the next month after he was hospitalized last week. The 79-year-old was admitted to hospital for observation on Friday for an undisclosed condition, which prompted Tuesday's hearing to be held virtually rather than in open court. The matter is postponed to 9th and 10th of September 2021. Judge Pat Cohen declared, pending a medical report on Zuma, the case has been carried on for 4 years and suffered a string of hold-ups. Wim Trengove, a lawyer representing the state, last month acebically referred to the postponement as Stalingrad Season 27, apparently referring to an entrenched strategy of delay by the defense. Tuesday's hearing involved a plea by the defense to remove a state prosecutor and thus have charges against Zuma dropped. Zuma faces 16 charges of fraud, graft, and racketeering linked to the 1999 purchase of fighter jets, patrol boats, and equipment from 5 European arms firms, which he was deputy president. He is accused of taking bribes from one of the firms, French defense giant Thales, which has been charged with corruption. Both Zuma and Thales have pleaded not guilty. Zuma last month began serving a 15-month jail sentence for smuggling a commission probe state corruption under his 2009 to 2018 presidency. He remains in hospital at an undisclosed location. And that will be all for today on News at 4. Join us on our subsequent news and information on all our social media platforms. Thank you for joining me. I remain Adibayo Mulara Grace.
Good news news to all Lagos residents, especially owners of landed properties. Payment of land use charge has now been made easy through an online platform known as Lola. Lola is Lagos online assistance platform where payment of land use charge is possible through a WhatsApp-only message on 0815-433-3883. This Lola platform, initiated by the Lagos State Ministry of Finance, will make the payment of land use charge possible anytime, any day, and anywhere without any third-party involvement. For more information, please visit www.lola.ng or luc.lagostate.gov.ng. Lola, the easiest way to pay your Lagos State land use charge. Always remember, ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe ni.